Aloha, and welcome to the Hawaii Travel Made Easy podcast, your go-to resource for planning an unforgettable Hawaii vacation. I'm Marcie, a mom of two and a total Hawaii travel fanatic. I've been to Hawaii more than 40 times. Yes, you heard that right. I've traveled by myself, as a couple, with my kids, with friends, and with extended family, staying everywhere from luxury resorts to budget-friendly condos. So trust me when I say I figured out what works and what doesn't when planning a Hawaii trip, especially for families. If you're here, you're probably in the early stages of planning your trip, and maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed. Which island should you visit? When's the best time to go? What do you even pack? Don't worry, I've got you covered. In this episode, we're going to break down everything you need to know to get started planning your dream Hawaii vacation. So grab a notepad or just relax and let's dive in. All right, let's talk timing, because when you go to Hawaii can completely change your experience. Over the years, I've personally visited Hawaii during every single month, and I can tell you firsthand that each season brings something different. The good news? Hawaii is amazing year-round, but that doesn't mean every time of year is the right fit for every traveler. Here's the breakdown. Peak season is December through April and June through August. This is when Hawaii is busiest. Think packed beaches, fully booked hotels, and higher prices. But if you're traveling during winter break or spring break with kids, this might be your only option. The perk? Winter is prime whale watching season. If you're dreaming of seeing humpback whales, this is the time to go. One thing to note is that certain areas get very crowded during peak times. Waikiki Beach in December, it's packed. The road to Hana in July? Expect long line of cars. If crowds stress you out, this might not be the best time to visit. Shoulder season is April through May and September through November. This is my favorite time to go. You'll get fewer crowds, better deals on flights and hotels, and still great weather. If you have flexibility, this is the sweet spot for getting the best experience without the big crowds. I personally love visiting in September. There's warm ocean temperatures, fewer families, and an overall more relaxed vibe. Now let's talk about the holiday madness. If you're thinking about Christmas or New Year's in Hawaii, book 6 months to a year in advance. Prices are at their highest, and it's one of the most crowded times of year. Beautiful? Yes. Worth it? Only if you're prepared for the costs and the crowds. Our family has spent several Christmases in Hawaii, and while the decorations and events are magical, it's not for everyone. My pro tip: if you want to experience Hawaii with a more relaxed vibe and save some money, aim for late spring or early fall. Okay, now let's talk about first-timer mistakes. One of the best ways to make the most of your Hawaii vacation is to learn from other travelers' mistakes. Here are a few common first-timer blunders and how to avoid them. Number 1, overpacking the itinerary. Hawaii is all about slow travel. Don't rush from one activity to the next. Please leave room for spontaneity. Some of the best experiences come when you least expect them, like finding an empty beach or stumbling across a hula performance. Number 2, not renting a car when you need one. On islands like Maui, Big Island, and Kauai, public transportation is limited. Renting a car will give you the freedom to explore properly. If you plan to explore more than just your resort area, this is a must. Number 3, forgetting to make reservations for popular attractions. Pearl Harbor, Hanauma Bay, and certain hikes require advanced bookings. Don't show up expecting to walk in. And number 4, disrespecting Hawaiian culture and nature. Please avoid touching sea turtles, don't take lava rocks, and always be mindful of sacred sites. Hawaiians have a deep respect for their land, and visitors should do the same. So my pro tip: a little research ahead of time can save you frustration and money while ensuring you experience the best of Hawaii. Okay, let's talk about money, because a Hawaii vacation is an investment, but it doesn't have to break the bank. So, flights, accommodations, and rental cars are your major costs. If you want to save, you should travel during the shoulder season, use airline miles, or consider staying in a vacation rental instead of a resort. Here are some food tips. Skip the overpriced resort restaurants and eat at food trucks or local diners for amazing meals at a fraction of the price. For activity costs, many of the best things to do in Hawaii, like hiking, beaches, and scenic drives, are totally free. So my pro tip is to set a daily budget for food, souvenirs, and activities so you don't overspend. Now let's talk about choosing the right island for your trip. Hawaii is not a one-size-fits-all destination. Each island has a unique personality, different landscapes, and caters to different travel styles. Here's a breakdown to help you decide. Oahu, the island of variety. Oahu is the most visited island and home to Honolulu, Waikiki Beach, and Pearl Harbor. It's one of the best islands for first-timers who want a mix of beaches, nightlife, historic sites, and outdoor activities. If you're traveling with kids, it's a fantastic choice because there's a little bit of everything. I love that Oahu has a strong local culture. You can catch a live hula show at the Royal Hawaiian Center or try plate lunch at Rainbow Drive-In. And if you love history, visiting Pearl Harbor is a must. I remember my first visit to Pearl Harbor. I thought I knew the history, but being there in person was incredibly moving. And Oahu is home to the only royal palace in the United States, Iolani Palace, and I highly recommend that you go visit and take a tour. Okay, next up is Maui. This is best for scenery and relaxation. Maui is where people go to slow down and soak up some of the best beaches in Hawaii. The island is known for its stunning sunrises at Haleakala, the road to Hana, and its luxury resorts. It's also great for couples, honeymooners, or families who want a more relaxed vacation. The road to Hana is one of those drives that you either love or hate. The scenery is breathtaking, but the winding roads can be exhausting. I'll never forget stopping for banana bread at Auntie Sandy's, one of the best banana breads I've ever had. Next up is Big Island. This is best for adventure and volcanoes. The Big Island is huge. I cannot emphasize that enough. It's bigger than all the other Hawaiian islands combined, which means you'll need a rental car to get around. If you love hiking, waterfalls, and active volcanoes, this is the island for you. Seeing lava at Hawaii Volcanoes National Park is absolutely surreal. I still get chills thinking about the glow of the lava against the night sky. But be prepared for long drives. The distance from Kona to Hilo is about 2 hours, and the island has very different climates depending on where you are. All right, and the last of the main 4 islands is Kauai, which is best for nature lovers. If you're looking for lush greenery, incredible hikes, and dramatic coastlines, Kauai is paradise. The Napali coast is hands down one of the most breathtaking places I've ever seen. Whether you're hiking to Hanakapiai Falls or taking a boat tour to see the coast up close, it's unforgettable. I always tell people that Kauai has an old Hawaii feel. It's not as built up as Oahu or Maui, and that's part of the charm. Okay, next up is Molokai and Lanai. This is best for seclusion. Molokai is all about authentic Hawaiian culture. There's no big resorts, no traffic lights, just untouched beauty. Lanai, on the other hand, is home to luxury resorts and rugged landscapes. These are great choices if you want to get off the beaten path, but these are not the most popular islands for first-timers. My pro tip, if it's your first trip, start with Oahu or Maui. They have the most variety and are great introductions to Hawaii. Now, let's talk about packing for Hawaii. If you're anything like me, you've probably overpacked on at least one vacation. My first few trips to Hawaii, I packed way too many outfits, multiple pairs of shoes I never wore, and enough toiletries to last a month. Over time, I've learned what's truly essential and what's better left at home. Okay, so what are the things to pack for Hawaii? Reef-safe sunscreen. Hawaii has banned sunscreens that contain oxybenzone and octinoxate because they harm coral reefs. Buy it before you go because sunscreen in Hawaii is expensive and the airport will charge a premium. Water shoes and hiking sandals. If you plan on visiting waterfalls, snorkeling at rocky beaches, or hiking near lava rock formations, water shoes are a must. I learned this the hard way on the Big Island. Barefoot on lava rock is not fun. Okay, lightweight clothing. Hawaii is warm year-round, but it's important to bring breathable fabrics. I also recommend a light rain jacket if you plan on visiting Kauai or hiking the road to Hana. I got caught in an unexpected downpour on Kauai's North Shore, and I was so glad I had my jacket. You'll also want a day pack or backpack. If you're doing day trips like Haleakala, Volcanoes National Park, or the road to Hana, you'll want a comfortable bag to carry water, snacks, and extra layers. Bug spray and anti-itch cream. Mosquitoes love Hawaii's tropical areas, especially on hikes. If you're visiting Waimea Valley, the road to Hana, or anywhere in Kauai's jungles, you'll need bug spray. I always pack Afterbite or hydrocortisone just in case. Reusable water bottle is another good idea. Staying hydrated is key, and many hotels and tourist sites have water refill stations. Plus, you'll save money instead of buying bottled water. And of course, swim gear. Swimsuits, rash guards, which are great for kids, and a quick dry towel. Pack at least 2 swimsuits so you always have a dry one ready. A small first aid kit. This includes Band-Aids, motion sickness bands if you're prone to seasickness, pain relievers, and blister pads. I once got blisters after hiking Diamond Head in the wrong shoes, and I was miserable for the rest of the trip. You'll also want sunglasses and a hat. The Hawaiian sun is intense. A good pair of UV protective sunglasses and a wide brim hat will keep you comfortable. And then an optional item is a snorkel mask. Some people prefer to bring their own instead of renting. If you're planning a lot of snorkeling trips, this might be worth it. All right, let's talk about what not to pack for Hawaii. An umbrella. This might sound counterintuitive, but Hawaii's trade winds make umbrellas almost useless. A light rain jacket is a much better idea. Too many dressy outfits. Hawaii is super casual, even at nice restaurants. A sundress, polo, or aloha shirt is plenty for dining out. I once packed heels for a fancy dinner at Duke's in Waikiki, and I ended up wearing sandals instead. You also won't want to bring heavy beach towels. Hotels and vacation rentals usually provide them. Plus, quick dry towels take up way less space. Snorkel gear, unless you plan on bringing your own. Most snorkeling tours provide all the equipment you need, and many hotels have free rentals. Another thing that I've made a mistake on is hair tools, like blow dryers, straighteners, or curling irons. The humidity will likely undo your styling, and most hotels already have hair dryers. You also won't want to bring jeans or heavy jackets. Hawaii is warm and humid, so jeans will feel suffocating. A light jacket is all you need for Haleakala or Mauna Kea. And finally, don't bring expensive jewelry or valuables. Keep it simple. I once lost an earring in the ocean, and I still regret bringing it on vacation. So my pro tip, pack light and leave room in your suitcase for souvenirs. You'll probably want to bring back macadamia nuts, Kona coffee, or an aloha shirt. And one final tip, if you forget something, don't stress. Hawaii has Target, Costco, and ABC stores where you can grab last-minute essentials. All right, that's a wrap on today's episode. I hope you feel more confident about planning your first Hawaii trip. I would love to hear from you. Which island are you thinking of visiting? What's your biggest question about Hawaii travel? DM me on Instagram at Hawaii Travel with Kids, or visit my blog for even more tips and free travel guides. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe and leave a review. It really helps more people find this podcast and plan their dream trip to Hawaii. Mahalo for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Aloha.